Annabelle's story begins in 1971. The legend starts off with a 28-year-old nurse in Hartford, Connecticut. The nurse, whose name remains mysterious, obtained a 3-foot Raggedy Ann doll for Christmas from her mother. A couple of nights after receiving the gift, Annabelle's owner and her roommate noticed some weird occurrences in the general area of the doll. They concluded it was their vivid imagination playing tricks on them. The two roommates began to play ghoulish games with the doll, leaving it about the house in different poses as a terror-inducing gag. It became a tradition. Who could pull off the best scare before the start of the shift? The novelty soon wore off, but it appeared Annabelle wasn't finished. Soon, the Raggedy Ann doll began appearing in places on its own as well as moving its arms at will, or so the roommates said. The nurse, frightened and believing that she was the prey of otherworldly and demonic forces, flew to a renowned medium. The medium proclaimed that the doll was haunted by the spirit of a little girl named Annabelle. To confirm her findings, the psychic held an occult ritual that closely resembled a seance. They checked for spirits and verified the medium's initial findings. Annabella was a 5-year-old kid who had once been struck and killed by a car right outside the nurse's apartment. The nurse was told that the doll was possessed but not by anything violent in nature. Following this explanation, she took Annabelle back home and started treating it like an actual living child. She bought it toys, clothes, jewelry, and candy. The nurse and Annabella became inseparable, but the loving nature of their relationship wouldn't last. The nurses began hearing knocking sounds in their house late at night, something worming its way into the walls. They saw flashing lights, red, yellow, and orange, glint off the ceiling in their bedroom. Their beds would shake, rattle, and roll at midnight. The room's temperature would mysteriously drop. The doll, every so often, would emit a low growl. Fed up with the poltergeist activity, one of the nurse's boyfriends demanded that they burn the doll. Annabelle, however, was having none of it. One afternoon, before the planned burning of the doll, the boyfriend awoke from a nap in pure terror, clutching his neck. The boyfriend claimed to have had a dream that the doll was choking him. When he moved his hands from his neck, it was lined with marks, scratches, and deep red whelps. The poltergeist activity ramped up instantly. Pictures and frames exploded off the wall, chairs rolled across the room, the lights flicker on and off. Worse still, the boyfriend was brutally attacked. Terrified, the women called the High Episcopal Church in Hartford, which connected them with renowned paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren. Upon their investigation, the Warrens concluded that Annabelle was, in fact, a demon preying on the young women's sympathy. They also surmised that the seance conducted by the medium had released the demon. As they continued to dote on the doll, the demon became more powerful, as recognizing it allowed for it to inhabit and possess their home. The house had become infested, what the Warrens label a home that has been claimed by an earthbound spirit or a demonic being, and the doorway was the Raggedy Ann doll. After Annabelle became responsible for a death, the Warrens decided it was best to lock her up as the creature inside was too strong to be exorcised. Annabelle is now captured behind wards and sigils at the New England Paranormal Research Center. The center is a cabinet of curiosity containing all manner of diabolic and enchanted items. Items that the Warrens claim prove the existence of the paranormal, and items too dangerous to mess about with. Annabelle is locked, to this day, in a thick, plexiglassed enclosure. Incidents since Hartford, with students of the occult and researchers, still attest to Annabelle's strength and desire to wreak havoc.